Hey there, wine fans. It's WineShark with you here again today, and we're going to talk about wine for special occasions today. So what you'll learn in this video is how to select, store, and maximize your chances for success for wines to mark a special occasion like a birthday, anniversary, holiday, business opening, or whatever other celebratory occasion you've got. So there's an old axiom that wine gets better with age. Well, the reality is that's not 100% true. Most of the wine that we purchase today from our grocery stores, big box retailers, and liquor stores is designed to be consumed either at the time of purchase or within 2 to 3 years. This is because these stores work on the business model of selling you a product that you'll consume and then turn around and come back and buy more of. It's not a bad thing, but it is how modern wine is generally designed. So many of these wines aren't designed to live that long and would not make a good example of a wine to lay down for a special occasion. So I've had the pleasure of doing some amazing tastings where wine has been aging for several years. Probably one of my favorites is a wine that my parents laid down for me when I was born. They laid down a bottle of wine of my birth year and then had that bottle held until we opened it up when I graduated college. Too many years later, I'm embarrassed to say, we opened up that bottle of wine and compared it with a bottle of wine that was of the same winery that was only 5 years old. And so we got to compare and contrast what the age in the bottle did to that wine. And it was a truly life-changing moment for me in my wine career. So I'd love for you to have that same type of experience. But unfortunately, I've seen a lot more negative examples than I have for positives. People that just throw whatever wine they happened to have drunk on their anniversary, they throw that bottle into the refrigerator and say, okay, we'll open this up in 5 years. Or they have some sort of storage thing and they don't pay attention to how it's aged, something that maybe sits in the sun and goes bad. All kinds of things that I've seen gone wrong and that are very disappointing, especially when you're trying to celebrate a special day. So let's figure out how we can avoid that kind of situation with some best practices. First, we're going to select a wine that is appropriate for aging. Okay, we're going to find one of those wines that is built to last, that where that age gets better, wine gets better with age axiom comes from. So these are, in the red wine world, these tend to be bigger, bolder wines, like wines from, say, Bordeaux or Burgundy in France, Châteauneuf-du-Pape in France, Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignons, maybe some Barolo or Barbaresco from Italy, maybe some Port, Touriga Nacional from Portugal, Priorat from Spain, or maybe even some Barossa Valley Shiraz. There's a lot of options from a lot of different places, okay? So we're going to look into those. In the world, if you want something from a white wine, if you want something like that, then you can choose a dessert wine like Sauterne, let's say, or Trockenbeeren Ausleser Riesling, maybe some ice wine. These wines age excellently. Or maybe even something from Chablis or Champagne, an example of white wines that can get better over 10, 15, or even more years. But if you don't know exactly what varietal choice and what to choose, now is the perfect time to make sure that when we make this purchase, we're going to go to a reputable wine store, not just your local discount package store or big box retailer. Go to some place that has a really good storage program and can get you the type of product that you're looking for. When you get there, find somebody to help you and tell them what it is that you're doing. Say, I'm laying down wine for a special occasion. Tell them how long you want that, the presentation day to be from now, and about what type of budget you've got to work with. Now, in your budget, I want you to plan to buy at least 3 bottles of whatever it is that you're buying. We're going to talk about why in just a moment. But understand that 3 bottles, in fact, I would even recommend 6, because at 6 you usually get a retail discount, which can help you save some money. And you are, of course, buying some excellent wine. So why not bank into your future with this good wine? So the reason we're going to buy at least 3, though, if our budget allows that, we need to be able to do so that we maximize our chances for success. About halfway through to our presentation day, we're going to open up one of those bottles of wine. We're going to see how well we're aging that wine and how it's progressing, whether it's gone bad, whether it's getting better, et cetera, et cetera. So we're going to use that middle point. That's going to be a safety check halfway through the game. So I've already done a video on wine aging, and I'll post a link here above. But understand that the basic 5 things you want to remember: consistent temperature, good humidity but not wet, low to no light, keep it away from sound, vibrations, and keep it away from strong odors. Okay, so all of those 5 things. Go look at the other video for full details, and then you'll learn a little bit about why those are important. But it's now time for presentation day. The years have passed, the occasion has arrived. If you're going to serve a big red wine, I want you to practice the day before on how you should do your decanting. Decanting is a process of removing a wine from its original bottle and putting it into another vessel for service. And it serves two purposes. One, it gives us an opportunity to aerate the wine, and that helps the wine open up and get its full flavors. Two, it removes sediment that may have formed in the wine over the aging process over those many years. Okay, so after we've decanted it, we need to be patient. Okay, that aeration process from the decanter takes time. Okay, you don't want to rush this. This is where up into an hour, 2 hours, 3, even 4 hours sometimes can be necessary for a wine to fully get its top potential. Okay, so don't rush in. Plan ahead. Know what you're doing. Okay, the other thing I would say is you've got everything in place. You've practiced. You've got your wine decanted, etc. But you always want to make sure you have a backup. And a backup now, I'm not talking about our third bottle of wine. If everything has gone right, bottle number 2 is perfect. It's opening up delightfully, and you've still got a second bottle that you can either serve your guests that evening or night, or maybe you can even hold on to it for another occasion, see if it gets even better with age. Okay, we could also, if that whole wine has gone bad though, if there's something wrong with that whole aging process, what we've got on standby is another wine completely that is from a known good. Okay, when I say known good, I mean a wine that we've tried recently, we know is ready to drink, and that is of an equivalent level of prestige, or that we're going to be proud to serve our guests. So if plan A goes completely haywire, we've got a solid plan B, and we can make sure we don't disappoint our guests with empty wine glasses. Okay, so that's another key point. So why don't you tell me about your successes and failures in the comments below? Have you had a wine experience that's been transcendental and awesome and surreal like I did? Did you have something that's gone bad? Just let me know what it is that you've experienced in the comments. And like or unlike, if you guys would like, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to learn more. Share with a wine-loving friend so we can continue to grow WineShark. I'd also like to say a big thank you to our Patreons who help make all of this possible. And if you'd like to support us, all the details are in the description below. So, until next time, I'm your WineShark, and cheers.